Hi, you're watching The Suvera. This is Amarpal Singh before you. As of now, over 1.84 lakh hectares of crop area has been affected by the floods in Punjab. So, what kind of effects this floods will have on the agriculture land on the prolonged basis, and what kind of role Punjab Agriculture University is now going to play in the flood affected areas? To understand this, we are having with us Dr. Rajiv Sikka, head of the Soil Science Department here at Punjab Agriculture University, Ludhiana. So, welcome, sir, to the Suvera, first of all. Sir, as you well aware that Punjab is reeling under devastating floods, and most of the agricultural land has been destroyed in these floods. So, what kind of role Punjab Agriculture University is going to play?
Yes, we all know that at this point of time, the floods, particularly the flash floods from Himachal, they are causing havoc in Punjab, and that water has come into the rivers of Punjab. Earlier, it came into Ravi, Beas, and now it's in Satluj also. And large area around more than 3 lakh acres of land has been inundated into water. So what that water is doing, that water is doing that water is bringing debris along with it in the form of sand, silt, and clay. In fact, the sand particles, they are heavier particles. So those particles, they are settling right at the beginning of the flood water where it stands, and because these are heavier, they will settle first. The silt and clay that remains in suspension and move along the water, and silt remains there and settles in the path through which water traverses, and the clay, it settles at the place where it is, the water really stagnates. In fact, where where the sand settles, so over there, if the soils are heavy, addition of sand would rather help. But like sand, silt, and clay, if they gets deposited in sandy soils, they will also be beneficial. But it will depend upon the situation. uh, uh, it will depend upon the depth in which this is deposited. If the silt or clay layer is around 4 to 6 inches, so we'll recommend that can be cultivated within the soil by using mold plow. It can be inverted into the soil, and the soil again can be used for cultivation successfully. But if the debris is more than 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, like that, so we have to remove that physically to make those soils cultivable. Earlier also floods have come, and we have seen that in 2023 the floods came. We tested the mineralogy of those debris, and we could see that those debris were rich in feldspar. That's a mineral which supplies potassium, which is very much required by the plants. And likewise, silt is, since everything is coming from upper hills, Himachal. So those areas, those soils, those particles, the silt particles are rich in this your organic matter, but devoid of calcium and magnesium, because those soils are base poor base poor soils. Because of high rainfall, the water leaches them down. So these silt and clay, they may be high in organic matter and may provide some nutrient, but at the same time, what you asked me was a long term perspective of it. The long term perspective is, if the clay remains there, and if we invert the soil, if the deposit is only 4 to 6 inches, that's okay, it won't do any harm to it. But if the depth is more than that, we have to remove it physically. And then, through you, I would rather request my farmers of the state, particularly affected farmers, that when you grow the next crop, do not apply more fertilizers than the recommended by Punjab Agriculture University. In that case, if you grow wheat, what I would say is that apply only recommended fertilizer what we recommend from PAU, and then when the crop gets an age of 50 days, you can use 2% spray of urea. That means 2 kg urea per 100 liters of water, and that you can spray at 50 days, and then at a weekly interval for 2 or 3 times, because the foliar application would make the plant fulfill its nutrient requirement. At this point of time, where the water stagnated only for a day or two, and the crop is showing some yellowness, the same treatment can be given over there. 2% urea solution, spray on the crop will regain. Some farmers, they are complaining to us that the traders, the shopkeepers, they are asking them to supply phosphorus to soil. I must emphasize at this point that at this point of time, there is no need applying any phosphorus to the soil. But at the same time, for the next crop, if the farmers are able to grow green manure crop, they that's wonderful. They may incorporate those green manure crops into the soil, and if they are not able to do that, they must apply farmyard manure, what we call as in Punjabi as rudi, or poultry manure. Those kind of organic manure they must add to restore the health of the soil.
So you have well explained that how this floods are going to affect the soil health and its prolonged effects. So how PAU is now going to help the farmers in form of soil testing, or it is being learned that the PAU is also storing the seeds.
In fact, as a soil scientist, since we are hosting a Kisan Mela on 26th and 27th, through your media, I would request the farmers and any farmer who is coming from that affected area and other farmers also, that when you come to attend the Kisan Mela here in PAU, bring the sample of your field, soil sample as well as water sample for getting them tested. For the flood affected areas, our vice chancellor has announced that we charge only 50 rupees per sample. But for the flood affected areas, this time our vice chancellor has said that we will be doing those samples free of cost for the flood affected farmers. What they need to do is take the sample and bring their Aadhaar card so that we may know that from which area are they, and we'll test their sample for free of cost.
So, sir, farmers will this testing will be done only during Kisan Melas when farmers will come over here, or the teams of PAU will also visit the.
In fact, the testing is done throughout the year. We have a well established soil testing laboratory where we test both soil and water for irrigation purpose and soil for major and micronutrients. We have kept very nominal charges. Earlier it was free of cost, but now as you know the cost of chemicals has very much increased. It's almost 500 rupees a sample, which the cost which we put in, but we charge only 50 rupees. But for otherwise we say them bring the sample throughout the year. Those we test every day, every year, 9 to 5. You can bring your sample and your report would come onto your mobile app. And I just forgot your second part.
Sir, that will the teams from PAU will visit.
Yes, your second part was, will the PAU team be going over there? Yes, once the water settles down, we'll be able to take the sample. Then some sand, if there are 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, if those are removed, only then we'll be able to take the samples from the cultivable land. Though we have taken samples from the river water, we have collected sample from Satluj River yesterday only. So we'll be testing the silt of that. We'll be testing it for its nutrient content, for other parameters also. But for flood affected areas, that's why I'm saying that if the farmers are able to come here, they may bring their samples. But otherwise, we'll definitely be going there. We'll be making teams and going there, surveying that part.
Right. Sir, and if we talk about, like you mentioned, that this flood water, it is bringing different types of silt and debris which contains even minerals. So what kind of immediate step the farmer should take to restore their soil health?
That's what I told in the earlier part also, that for if the water stagnated only for 1 or 2 days in a crop and the crop is showing yellowness, so apply only 2% urea solution. 2 kg of urea per 100 liters of water spray to the crop. But if the water is totally stagnating there for weeks, then the crop won't survive. In that case, this crop will really be damaged, and whatever grain yield they can obtain, that's okay. But for next crop, that's what I say, just let the soil dry. If there is enough sand, more than a feet, then we need to remove it. Otherwise, if 4 to 6 inches are there, we can use a moldboard plow and we can invert the soil within that field. That's not going to harm the field. And then apply green manure or farmyard manure or other organic manures along with the recommended fertilizer. I must say, don't go beyond PAU recommended rate of fertilizer application, because the trader will ask you apply, we say only 2 bags of urea to wheat per acre. The farmers, they are in the habit of applying 3-4. It won't do any help to them. Rather doing that, they may apply two bags into the soil, and then when the crop attains an age of 50 days, then they spray foliar 2% urea solution 3 times after a week interval.
So he was Dr. Rajiv Sikka, head of the Department of Soil Science here at Punjab Agriculture University. He has explained well in detail that how these floods it is going to affect the soil health, the debris, the silt which is coming in the agriculture fields, how they are going to have the impact on the soil. So he even mentioned that the Punjab Agriculture University now offers free soil testing, and he appealed all the farmers then that when they come over here to attend Kisan Mela, which is going to be held in the September, so this September, and so they should bring the samples of their soil to get it tested. Moreover, he also mentioned that the teams of the PAU, they will also visit the flood affected areas, and soil testing will be done. And he appealed the farmers to follow the recommendations done by the Punjab Agriculture University. They should do not apply any excess fertilizer or phosphorus on the basis of suggestions of any dealers or etc. person. They should properly follow the recommendations which are given by Punjab Agriculture University time to time. So stay tuned to The Savera for more updates. Follow us both on Facebook and YouTube, and also download our mobile application. Amarpal Singh with cameraman Manoj Sidhu.